In the following tutorial, we're going to look at the beginnings of hand-coding HTML. Now, HTML is a language. I'm going to bring up a little lecture that I have on basic HTML. HTML is a language called the hypertext markup language. It's basically text that's used to create web pages. One of the things about it is that it uses tags which give structural meaning to text and to the page itself. You can see a simple tag such as h1, and you'll see this is the topic of the page, and then we end that tag with closing that tag, it's called, with h1 with a slash before it. You'll see that some tags are required for the page, and then others are content tags that we create. So the basic tags that we need to know are ones such as HTML, and then head, title, and body. And this is the way the page looks. HTML, head, title, and then we have to put our title there, and then we close the title, then we close our head section. Now the head section is information about our website which is not seen at all. Then we go into our body section, and our body section is the visual content of the web page that we get to see. Now after we've added some of those tags and created a basic structure for our page, we'll be going into text formatting using these different tags for headings, paragraphs, ordered list, unordered list, the list items, block quotes, horizontal rules, and then making some links between pages and maybe even adding some images. We might even use strong and emphasis on a couple different things. So let's go back and look at what we need to do to get started. First off, we need to create a folder for our assignments for all the pages to be in. So I'm going to right-click, choose New, and create a folder. Now I've already copied the name out of there, but I'm going to call that folder Chapter 345A, Homework, and then Hand-Coded HTML, and that way I just have a descriptive name so you can see what's on there, and I can see what's on there too. Now I'm going to go into that folder, and we're going to start making our new files. Now I could open up a file, I could open up an application and create a file in that application. But there's something about HTML which is kind of interesting. Sometimes it's best to create your pages first, especially when we use Dreamweaver later. So I'm going to try that now by going to New, and I'm going to create a new text document. Now you might be asking, why are we creating a text document? Well, that's because HTML, after all, is just text. So we can type it in a text document, change it to HTML, and you'll see that it works. So the first page that we're going to do is going to be About Me. So I'm going to call this About Me, all lowercase and no spaces. Now you might notice that I have .txt on my file. If you don't have .txt on your file, it might be because you don't have your file extensions viewable. So you need to go up to Tools, Folder Options, View, and turn off Hide Extensions for known file types. It's very crucial that you're able to see the extensions on your files. Once you have a file there, aboutme.txt, go ahead and open it up, and you'll see that we're in a Notepad document. Now I've gone to Font to make my font a little bit larger so that you can see exactly what I'm typing in very easily. But to begin our page, what we need to do is we need to begin with an HTML tag. This HTML tag says, hey, let's start an HTML page. We also need to end that tag, and I'm going to end it a few lines down so that I can put some other tags in between. So this says start an HTML page and end an HTML page. Those two tags will be on the outside of all of the rest of the information that we put in our web page. So let's go on to our next line down from the top, and we're going to do our head section. The head section of a website is that section that is not viewable but has directions for things like what's the title of the page, should we link to any CSS documents, should we have any meta tags and things like that, and we'll get into those later. For now, all we need to have is a title of our page. A title is very important because it is what comes up at the top of our web browser bar, and it's also the title that we use for our favorites. So I'm going to say About Jonathan Ross. And I'm going to close that title tag. Now that we've finished our title tag, we can actually close our head tag because we're done with the head section of our website. So we just type in /head. And inside, these are called carets. Now, if you're having a hard time finding these carets, or these characters rather, look down at your keyboard and you'll notice the carets are Shift and then they're next to the M key, and you can hit Shift M. There's the two carets, left and right, and then if you let go of the Shift key, you'll see the / right next to the right-hand caret. So anyway, let's go ahead and put our next tag. That's going to be body. The body of a website is all the visual information. So I'm going to close that body later. And now the body tag is closed if I type it correctly. And you'll see in between the two body tags, this is where we can put content. So I'll say this is where content goes. Now I'm just going to go ahead and save this file. Save aboutme.txt. And if I go ahead and close this file for right now, you'll see it says aboutme.txt. And of course, if I double click on it, it will open up in Notepad. But if I change the extension to .htm, here we go. Notice how the icon changes. Yes, I do want to change. And you'll see all of a sudden it becomes an HTML document. Now it has the same text inside. If I right click and choose Open with Notepad, you'll see that it has the same text inside. But if I double click on it, this will open up in a web browser. So here we go. Now, if your web browser comes up with this ActiveX controls warning, go ahead and click on it and say Allow blocked content. It's not really causing a problem, it's just that you're opening up a page directly off of your computer. So here you can see this is where the content goes. Also look at the top, it says About Jonathan Ross, and if I were to go to Favorites and say Add to Favorites, notice it says About Jonathan Ross. So that's the title of the document, which we don't see on the page, and then here's where the content goes, is inside the body section. So we're going to go back to the HTML document, and I will add a bit more info. Save that page with Control S, or you can do File, Save, and I'm going to go back to my web page, my web browser, and hit refresh or F5. And you'll see that now that information has appeared. Now the next thing that we're going to be doing is adding HTML content to this web page, and we're going to begin by using the different tags of basic formatting tags of headings and paragraphs, but that will be in the next video. For now, go ahead and save this page and go on to the next video.